Welcome back to Does My Bank Still Love Me? We've been talking with Amy Desunder, who's the Executive Director of North Helpline, and I'm going to use the word food bank, but it's more than just a food bank. Welcome, Amy.
Thank you.
Thank you for staying. Thank you for coming back. We're going to talk today about the volunteer program that you have. If people have something other than just canned goods or foodstuffs, if they want to volunteer their time, which is, I would say, as valuable, if not more valuable, than the physical items coming in. How would they go about volunteering for the services that you have?
Well, I'll start out by letting you know we use 600 volunteers each week to make operations run smoothly. Without those individuals, we would not be able to operate. So individuals can kind of employ themselves in any number of ways. We need individuals to help get things set up on our food bank days. We use individuals to help in our counseling center. We use individuals actually to help in our clinic as well. So if you have any medical background, we ask that you get in touch with us. Our phone number again is 206-367-3477. And we have a volunteer coordinator who is always looking for new people to come on down and help out. And we need people 6 days a week. We need people Monday through Saturday to help things go smoothly.
Excellent, excellent. And if you didn't get that phone number, I have it. I'll give it to you at the end of this segment so that you can take it down. We actually got a little sheet here we'll put up. One thing that we talked about before we started taping, and that was there is a stigma of people accepting help. A lot of people don't like to admit they're in trouble, or they feel that maybe there's a stigma in asking for that help. And we talked about an issue of if there was a chance that you could volunteer in the food bank, in whatever area that you would need that help, and you would accept help from the food bank, that is a fair and right and just trade of labor for help.
Absolutely. So many of our volunteers are also clients of the food bank.
Excellent.
What I hear time and time again is that we've helped people through a tight time and they want to give back, and they also want to be there for people who are in the same situation they were in, to let them know that they're not alone.
Good. So it's a sense of community, making people who are already there, who have accepted the help, and possibly volunteering so they feel like they're giving back as well. So it's more than just a handout. It's a community reciprocal organization where you're trading off, goods and services are trading back and forth, and that can make you feel better about it if you have any stigma, which you really shouldn't have. This is an organization that is there to help you. If you need to put food on the table, if you need emergency services like not having your power cut off, if you have the need for medical services, they are there to help. And in these tough economic times, it's very important to know that you have those resources. It takes away a lot of the difficulty of decisions you may have to make. Let's talk a bit about the emergency services that you have. I'm kind of curious. We touched on it, but we didn't really go into it. Could you kind of explain that part of the organization?
Sure. We have 14 counselors on site, and they work Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And anyone can walk in off the street who is having a housing issue and sit down and talk with them about ways we might approach that issue. We provide rental support, so if someone is looking to move into a new apartment, we can offer some financial assistance. We also provide eviction prevention funds, so if someone is in danger of losing their housing, we can help towards the funding of keeping them in houses. And last year we kept 186 people in their homes.
That's a lot.
It's quite a lot. We also pay utility bills to help people keep their lights on and to help keep water running. These are important things when you're kind of making decisions between, gosh, what am I going to do? Am I going to stay in my house this month? Am I going to feed my family? We're there to support you in that journey from start to finish.
Oh, that's an excellent resource. That's an excellent resource. And if you feel that you need this resource, do not hesitate to call. I will have the numbers at the end of this segment for you to take down if you feel that you need to go to these people to ask for that type of benefit. Another thing that you also offer is emergency medical. Now that can be quite problematic for people who don't have medical. And would you explain exactly what that program is about?
Sure. We work with two different providers. On Saturday, we work with a group of volunteers who are from Rotacare, which is a medical clinic that is run entirely by doctors and nurses giving their time freely. And anyone can come to that clinic and receive what we refer to as triage care. So basic care, maybe you have a wound that you need to have seen to. They're there to kind of patch you up, and they also offer flu shots and blood pressure checks and various basic human services. Our other service provider who is there on Wednesdays is NeighborCare Health. And when there's a more complex problem, Rotacare will send a patient on to NeighborCare because NeighborCare has a network of services available. So if you were struggling with diabetes or a heart condition, Rotacare would probably do the initial check and then move you along into the NeighborCare system. NeighborCare has special social workers who will get you connected with some form of insurance so that your care will be paid for.
Excellent, excellent. And this is in this day and age when we're talking about health care for the people who aren't insured. This is a valuable resource, an extremely valuable resource to consider. And I will have numbers at the end of the segment for that. Is there anything else that you would like to add? Anything else that I haven't touched base on? Anything else that you feel is important that our viewers hear from you?
I think the most important thing for me to share is some of the success stories. We have people coming to us all the time who are experiencing a crisis during a period of time. And then they come back a year later and they let us know that things are all right again. I had a family that came in about a year ago. The mother had been laid off from work and she had gone through all of her savings. Her son had actually incurred a health issue, and so they were dealing with that at the same time. Medical bills were mounting, and we were able to provide them with 1 month of rent. And in that 30 days, she actually did find another job. She was able to get back on her feet, and she now volunteers her time at the food bank on Saturdays.
Great.
And we hear that story a lot. So I think it's important to remember that when these situations arise, they're not forever and they're not permanent, and feel free to reach out for help.
Excellent. Excellent. We've been talking today with Amy Desunder, the Executive Director of North Helpline. And I'm going to use the word food bank, but it's more than just a food bank. It is a food bank, but it's also an emergency services organization, and it's also an emergency medical organization. This is a valuable resource. Times are tough. There's a lot of confusion. So I'm going to hold up these numbers. And Amy, if you'd help me, because I can't read upside down. The general number and food bank number is?
206-367-3477.
And the emergency number is?
365-8043.
There you go. I'm going to keep holding this up. You've been watching Does My Bank Still Love Me? I'm Norm Newkirk.